I'm Clockwork Heart, or Nikki from J2A Games, and this is my gastric sleeve surgery channel journey thing. Thank you so much for joining me today, whatever brings you here. I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to spend some time with me. And oh my god, I'm alive. And my cat is over here smacking my pen around because he's a jerk. You wanna play with the pen? Sorry. I am alive. I know it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't remember. It's been busy, to say the least, with work and PAX. I had no time to record at all, but PAX is over. We have no more trips for a while that I know of. And even though I will still be working more than I was planning to originally, I'm gonna do my best to keep up with videos in the future. One little 3-week hiatus should be enough for me. Fingers crossed, right? Anyway, without more rambling, as you know I tend to do, let's go get into my update. So week 9, I lost 3 pounds. I went from I wrote 316, 216. My notes don't make any sense. I lost 3 pounds. I went down to 216 from whatever I was on week 8. Week 10, I went down 2 pounds from 216 to 214. And week 11, I went down 2 more pounds from 214 to 212. It is Saturday night after week 11. So week 11 ended on the 7th. Today is the 10th, or technically it's the 11th because it's like Sunday at 1 a.m. This week has been very up and down weight-wise, and I couldn't figure out why it was because not really much changed aside from a lot of walking at PAX. I was like, what's going on? I must have hit, I must have hit a plateau. No big deal. It'll go away. And then my period started, and I was like, oh, that's why. I see how you doing. So at least I got that figured out. Could also be a plateau. Who knows? But I went from 211 back up to 213 in 24 hours. So I questioned the 211. Like my scale might have just been reading lower than it was. And then from 213 was my highest pre-period, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but 213. I'm working my way back down. Excuse me. It's gonna be one of those nights where the animals are just so obnoxious. I'm recording on Saturday night because I didn't want to have to keep up with the animals. I was like, oh, I'll leave the animals with John while he works. This should only take me like an hour to record. But no, I've got Crowley, Isis, and Kimchi's under my bed. So much for having anyone help me with the animals. That's neither here nor there. So that was my progress. 3, 2, and 2. Hopefully this next week I will lose at least a pound. We'll see. I don't know. The whole period thing / plateau thing could be throwing it off. I'll update you. You'll know. Work is still affecting how much exercise I'm able to get. I get decent exercise at work because it's a lot of on your feet, running around, dog restraint, carrying dog food, things like that. But as far as work exercise outside of work, I don't have the energy. I don't know if it's because I'm doing so much more than I used to, or if I'm lazy and I'm not realizing that's why, or if I'm not getting enough vitamins or something like that is affecting my energy levels. I don't really know what it is yet. I think I'm just exhausted, and the overstimulation of having to deal with so many people in one day really just leaves me unable to do much when I get home. I come home, I cook dinner, or I help John cook dinner depending on what night it is, and I curl up in bed with my Kindle. And that's the extent of the things I have energy for when I get home from work. And yeah, like I said, I'm not sure if it's actual lack of energy or just overstimulation, and my body just can't handle any more people or any more human interaction for the day, because I don't do people, not really, especially strangers. But thankfully I've got this thing now. It's a Garmin, like, Fitbit, essentially. Let me see if I can show you. It's gonna focus on my face. Yeah, no, see, my camera's not gonna focus. It doesn't like to do that. But it's just like a Fitbit, I guess. It shows the time. Come on. No, it still sees my face. There we go. Okay. So it shows the time. Steps, it says 48 because it's midnight, and I've been sitting here since it pretty much became midnight. How many steps I do in a day. Intensity minutes. Intensity minutes is not really fair because you have to do 20 minutes of intense stuff. But like, I spent like an hour full on high heart rate cleaning the clinic on Tuesday, and it didn't register any intensity minutes. So I don't know what's up with that. This one is, come on. What is this one? Oh, calories. How many calories I have left to consume in the day. So it says 70. I know it won't focus because it's got my face again. And it goes up throughout the day. This is how many miles you've walked. Again, you can't see it because it won't focus. And then this is heart rate. Sorry, I would get it to focus, but it hates me. So, and then back to the time. Oh, now it focuses. So there's your heart rate and miles walked and calories I have to eat today. Like I said, since it just became midnight, everything's a little bit off. Brand new. I wish I could have shown it to you at the end of the day, because I think the calories it gives you to eat are way too many. It's supposed to base it off MyFitnessPal, but I don't think it's doing that correctly. But anyway, it's pretty neat. I do like it. The intensity minutes doesn't seem to work very well. It really only registers walking intensity minutes, like if you walk for a certain amount of time and get your heart rate up. Because like I was saying, full on cleaning, high heart rate, panting, had to sit down and catch my breath for a good hour, and it didn't register anything. So it only registers certain things. That's a little frustrating, but I mean, I still like it. It's very handy. My sleep is still all over the fucking place. I get a good 8 hours here and there, then I'll get like 4, and then I'll get like 6, and it just up and down all over the place. I never ever feel rested. I'm pretty rested right now. I got to come home and take a nice nap for once. I haven't been able to come home and nap in quite a while, so that was nice. But I'm sure in about an hour, 2 hours, I'll be crashing and just pass out and sleep for 10 years. But I think it's getting better. I'm training myself to go to bed earlier, which sucks because I get to spend way less time with John because he works third shift. So, you know, on nights when he's off, we hang out from like 6 o'clock when I get home from work until like 10 o'clock when I go to bed, and that's the most I really see him, like 4 hours a day. And I never get to sleep with him anymore, like in the same bed, not in her sense. We make time for that if we need to. TMI? Don't care. But yeah, like we haven't, today's nap was the first time we'd slept in the same bed at sleeping times since Wednesday. So Monday and Tuesday we get to sleep together for a few hours. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights we do not. Sunday nights maybe a few hours. It just depends on when he comes to bed. But it's very frustrating. I don't sleep well without him. So, you know, a lot of the time, sorry, my dog is being bad. Again, 1 minute. She's been asleep on the bed for like an hour now. And now as soon as I start recording, she's got to get up and try to fuck with the cat. You know, like, not really fuck with the cat. She doesn't fuck with the cats, but just like sniff around him and try and go eat his cat food and things like that. It's gonna be a night. Anyway, yeah, I'm hoping. I enjoy my work and I appreciate the extra money it's bringing in, but it's really throwing off the life I had going. Just, that's not even the right phrasing. It's throwing off the peacefulness I had. But gotta get over it, right? I'm an adult. Need a job, gotta work. So Dr. D, I assume, is still looking for a technician so that I can go back to working just Saturdays, but I don't know. It's not, I don't really ask questions. I show up when I'm told to and I leave when I'm told to. Because I'm a good employee like that. PAX was a lot of fun. We were there from September 1st to September 4th. We were only there for 3 days. And as much fun as it was, the eating at PAX was very hard. Not because of yes, because of limited options, but mainly because Crowley's gonna yell. I'm trying to think of how to really phrase this. Like, I'm not really sure what I'm trying to say. Like, there weren't a lot of food options, period, that were just open and available. And because nowhere, like, PAX is in Seattle every year, Labor Day weekend, every year, and none of the food places are ever prepared. Like, they forget that it comes every year. So the only places that are ever prepared is the Subway inside the convention center. They're always prepared. They stay open extra late. They're like ready to go. But like GameWorks, which every year is like full, it's GameWorks, of course it would be full of people. They're never prepared. They run out of food and drinks. They're overbooked. The food court that was attached to our hotel was closed, so that made that impossible. Buffalo Wild Wings, we just gave up eating at because they never get our order right. Just nowhere is prepared for the crowd that PAX brings, even though it comes every single year. So it was frustrating because the things I could have eaten were not available. The food court had a lot of options that were like just proteiny options, like you could get a gyro and take the filling out. They had Indian food, so you could just get like tikka masala or something with no rice. But that was closed. Buffalo Wild Wings always screws up the order, so there's no guarantee if I order bone-in traditional wings with no breading that I'm going to get the right thing, and I don't want to take the chance on getting breaded wings and not be able to eat them. So as far as dinner went, I don't think the only real meal I had at PAX was we went to a Mexican little fast food courty type place, which still wasn't good. It left me feeling nauseous, but at least it was something I could eat. Mind you, nothing makes me feel nauseous. I can eat anything, so something about this place was just not great. Subway didn't have bowl. There were like 4 or 5 Subways right around the hotel and the convention center. None of them had soup, so none of them have bowls. Half of them were out of bread, like all of the time. Not that that mattered to me, but for other people who wanted to eat there, it made a difference. So I lived off yogurt and cheese sticks and packaged tuna. And that was pretty much what I ate all weekend. And it kind of sucked, but it was, I was prepared to deal with it. I thought it would be a little easier because I was counting on having that food court to go to and get like a protein-based meal every day, but it just didn't work out. And so I think that had a lot to do with throwing off my weight, is I was not getting enough protein. I bought protein shakes while I was there, and they were awful because the store didn't have Premier, so I just bought like Ensure, and they were the most disgusting things. I couldn't even drink them. Like they also made me nauseous, and like I said, nothing makes me nauseous anymore after surgery. So, and maybe it was trip stress, but I think it was just not good food, not good protein options. And so I think that might have had something to do with my weight going back up. I didn't get enough protein, and your body kind of freaks out when you're not getting what you need to be. So I've been doing much, much better now that we're home from PAX and everything's back to normal. I hit my protein goal of 80 to 100 grams every day. Water is still up and down. I probably did better at PAX than I do at home. I carried my water bottle with me everywhere at PAX, and everybody had water. We were prepared. We bought a case of water. There were no issues. At home, I'm still struggling to remember to sip, but I am doing better than I was at my last update. I get at least 32 ounces in, whereas before I was getting like 16. So at least I've gotten better. I'm trying to get back to my 60 to 70 ounces, but it's not going quickly. But it is getting better. PAX was also a ton of walking. I wish my thing could show you past days, but it does not. But I know that pretty much every single day at PAX we walked 5 to 6 to 7 miles. That may not sound like a lot to some of you, but I used to struggle to walk even a mile a day. And for example, on Friday, the first day of PAX, John and I got up butt ass early and walked to the convention center, picked up badges, walked back to the hotel, and then Andrea and I walked to the light rail, rode the light rail to the airport to pick up Jenny, walked back to the hotel from the light rail, and then walked back to the convention center, walked all around the convention center, and then back to the hotel again. And to put that into perspective for you, in past years before the surgery, so last year, for example, I could barely walk to the convention center, spend time at the convention center, and come back to the hotel. And if I did that, I would have to spend the entire next day resting so that I would be able to do it again the day after. But this year, we went 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row. Or we went to the convention center 2 days in a row. Friday and Saturday, we went to the convention center. And both of those days, I walked to and from the convention center twice. Once in the morning and once in the evening. And then on the last day, we walked down to the Pikes Market and walked all around Pikes Market and back to the hotel. And so being able to do so much walking 3 days in a row and actually see so much of the convention, it was just kind of mind-blowing because I realized I was missing out, but I didn't realize just how much I was missing out on. I felt like I got to even though we were there less days, I got to do so much more and just be a part of so much more because I could actually walk like a normal person. So that was super rewarding and really makes me feel like the surgery and the effort I put into weight loss has paid off. And I know I'm nowhere even near my goal yet, and so I can't wait to see how much better things are going to be when I'm actually at my goal. So it really put things into perspective of why I had to do this and that it was the right choice to make. Not that I ever questioned it, but the reassurance is just nice, you know? Cats. And like I was saying earlier, back to the whole weight loss plateaus thing, I know that before my surgery, whenever I would get my period, my weight would go up significantly. Like 4 or 5 pounds the week before and the week of, and I wouldn't really lose anything. He is just determined. So I'm trying not to be like discouraged by seeing my weight go from 111 to the next day being, 211 only, 211 back up to 213 the next day, because it was either a scale malfunction or it's probably my period, because I highly doubt at this point there's anything I can eat that will make my weight change 2 pounds like that. Who knows? I might be wrong. But, like, seeing that it was my period, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense, because I haven't seen the scale fluctuate like that since my surgery. Actually, since I got off purees. Purees was weird. I didn't lose anything on purees. But, so, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, don't be discouraged if your weight goes up, or if you're not losing, because there are times when people plateau. They really like stressed that when I was going through just my pre-op stuff. You will plateau. You're not doing anything wrong. It's not your fault. Your body just reaches these stages, it plateaus for a while, and then gets back into weight loss. And your weight may go up. A lot of things affect it, like retaining excess water, not eating like enough protein, so you're holding on to what you have been eating. So while I was discouraged at first, I just tried to put everything into perspective and be like, it's really not a big deal. It'll go back down. And it has, so I'm glad I didn't freak out. And one thing I don't want to say disappointed in myself about, one thing that when I first saw my weight go back up went through my head was, it's because I had bread at PAX. We went down to the bakery at Pikes Market and we got a bunch of pastries for everyone else to share. But it was the last day of the trip and I hadn't eaten, much at all weekend, and I was pretty much just like, I'm gonna try a bite a few of these things and just see how it goes. Eventually I'm gonna have to figure out if I can even handle this bread, carbs again. And as long as it doesn't become a habit, it shouldn't be a problem. So I had one bite of 3 or 4 pastries, and no problems, no upset stomach, no pain or anything, so that was good. But you know, I get home and I see my weight go from 211, and then like 24 hours later it's 213. So the first thing that goes through my mind is I ruined it. I had carbs, I had bread, so I've ruined my hard work. And not to say that you should go ahead and have carbs and bread, because the doctors say wait until you're at 100 to 75% to 100% of your goal weight, or at least a year out from surgery. And they say that for a reason. You don't want to get back into bad habits of eating tons of carbs and bread and pasta and things like that. But I also think, you know, you got to do you, and you got to make decisions that you think work for you. So I'm definitely not going to be going and having any type of carbs on a regular basis. Not at all. We don't even keep stuff like that in the house anymore. But I don't think that that had any actual bearing on the weight fluctuation that I saw. Maybe I'm wrong, making excuses, we talked about that, but it seems unlikely. And because I know the weight will come back off, and it already is, that little reward, that little treat the last day of Seattle with my friends, I think was worth it, you know? Knowing that I've come back to my good habits and the weight is already coming off. You don't want to say, like I said, you don't want to go back to eating carbs every day and saying, oh, this pound was worth it, because if you do that every day, the pounds are just going to add back on. So, at least that's my take on the matter. I did notice at PAX, you know, normally I try to stay out of people's full body pictures and videos. They used to make me uncomfortable. I didn't like the way 280-pound Nikki looked. But it didn't bother me at all at PAX. In fact, seeing full body photos and full body pictures of me is kind of astounding, because I don't recognize that body as being mine. Even though I've only lost like 50 pounds so far, I don't see that body as being mine. So it's really kind of crazy to be like, wow, that's me. I'm normal-ish sized. I'm not a house anymore. So I'll put some video in. Here you go. Here, look at me.
Oh, I guess I should move. Be in the background of pictures.
Yeah, we were talking to the meat boy dude. He was like,
Jess.
So like, normally I would avoid things like that, but this time, you know, it was nice, and I really didn't mind. I actually like seeing it. I'm like, look at how much progress I've made. So that was really, really rewarding, I think, just to see that and be proud of myself seeing that. And I wanted to talk about some other stuff, but my battery is dying, so let's just see if I can get through this. I'm going to do my outro, and then I'll cut in what I'm going to talk about. Okay. Outro's out of the way in case my camera dies, but I'm thinking about milestones and goals and things like that. So I wrote down some of my milestones. So I've got 220 pounds is long past. That milestone kind of, no. But for 220 pounds, I bought Halloween things. That was my reward for reaching that. 200 pounds for having a Halloween party. 180 pounds, we're going to go to the Phoenix Aquarium that just opened, the Odyssey Aquarium in Scottsdale. 160 pounds, I'm going to take a night or two away with John to just relax and just be together. 140 pounds, I'm going to buy Disneyland tickets for me and John. And then at 125 pounds, or somewhere in there, wherever I plateau pretty much after 140, we're going to actually go on our Disneyland trip. And then after everything's settled, I've gotten my weight normal, figured out where I'm probably going to maintain, and I have my skin surgery, which, let's face it, I'm probably going to need. Most people do, I assume. I'm going to get a Fall Out Boy tattoo. I'll talk about that in another video, but it's going to be a cool tattoo. So those are my milestones and the rewards I'm giving myself for reaching them. But I thought it would also be fun to do like fun videos at each milestone. So here are my ideas so far. Let me know if you like them or if you think they're dumb and I should do something else. So for 200 pounds, I'm going to do, cats are playing under the door, a Halloween haul / vlog / bedroom tour, because my bedroom is Halloween themed. 180 pounds, I'm going to have John do my makeup, and then I'll do my update wearing the makeup John did for me. So that'll be fun. 160 pounds, John and I are going to do a We Fit Let's Play. You guys can watch us be ridiculous and fall on our faces. 140 pounds, I'm going to do a recipe share some of the favorite recipes that I make for the family. And 125, or like I said, my plateau weight below 140, I'm going to do a vlog of us going to Disney and everything we did at Disney. So I think that'll be pretty fun. If you like those ideas, let me know. If you think they're stupid, let me know. I'll think of something else. Just leave a comment down below. And also, before I forget, I will be editing in my turnaround video. It's 4 weeks out from the last one, so I'll edit that in with my measurements. Okay, so I'm going to do my quick turnaround for you guys. Like I said, my camera is trying to die, so I got to make this snappy. Here is my current front view. Don't know if you can tell. Unfortunately, my boobs are very uneven lately, but I have faith that they will even out. Here's me from the side. Shuffle this way a little bit. I have a cat under my feet. Here is me from behind. And here is my other side. So hopefully you can see a difference. I will put my measurements over here, just like last time. You can see the difference. I have already actually taken them for once, so I know that I'm about an inch down all around, and that's pretty awesome. And anyway, back to Past Nikki. Okay, hopefully you can see the difference from this time to last time to this time. My measurements aren't a huge different, but you know, 1 inch is still 1 inch. That's still a big deal to me, you know. So I'm really proud of myself, and I guess that is pretty much all I have to say for this video. So that is this update. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here with me today on my journey and all the encouragement you guys always offer me. And I will see you guys in the next episode of whatever I make. Bye!